Okay, we're finding studs here. Okay, always, if you're by a window frame or a door frame, you're going to have a stud that goes to the ceiling right there, and it's going to be normally a little wider. Right there it is again. And when you find a stud, you always like to pencil it. Now, if you were looking for another stud, there's another way to find them. Just like that. Like that, of course. And these are black number 6 trim nails because they pull out easy and they don't leave very much damage. Of course, there's going to be always a stud in the corner. Right. Oh, we missed one, but it's going to be one in the corner. Right there, there's one. And then you got to angle your screws. There's going to also be studs down this way. Now, can you tell the difference when you hit there? You hear that bouncing, and then it gets real solid. Right there, it got real solid. So somewhere in this vicinity, there's going to be a stud. Of course, this is easier than a stud finder. There it is, right there. You can just tell by the sound of the wall. Of course, you want to mark that. And if you follow down this way, you'll see another window. I know there's going to be a stud there. So, but you need to pound on the wall to get used to the sound. See how that sounds hollow? And over here, hear the difference. It's real firm and solid. Okay. There's a stud. Now I'm going to go back and hang the shelf that I have ready here. The one we were just working on. Now that I know where the studs are at, I generally just throw my nails away because they're so cheap. Okay, now I'm going to mark the shelf where the studs are on the wall. I've already found my studs. I'm making some marks here. If you take a look down this way, I've already got 20-some foot of shelving up. I'm putting my brackets every 16 inches, so they're very solid. And now I'm going to put the brackets on. Okay, here I got a 1x12 piece of wood, pine. This is 11 1/4 by 3/4 inch. When you're doing any kind of wood project, you got to try to make sure that you get screws that are not the thickness of the wood or longer. If I got 1-inch screws, they pop through. I'm using 3/4 inch. I'm using round head screws. So there's the other kind that's called pan head screws. We're not using those. And I'm setting up the bracket. Now I'm kind of measuring it where I already know where it's at, of course. And I'm not shooting these all the way through because I don't want the head of the screws shooting through. So pretty much it's easy to put these brackets on. If you notice, I'm putting the brackets on upside down because I don't want them to be showing in the room. If you're doing the same project and you're doing it in the garage, you would be putting the brackets up this way. And that would be your finished shelf. But because we don't want our brackets to show, and if you see here I have it stained, I don't want anything to show except it looks like a piece of trim on the ceiling. Okay, now we'll go in and hang it. Okay, here's my shelf. Again, that I was working on outside. You can work inside or outside. Doesn't matter. We're getting a little tight here in the corner. The shelf right now. The camera guy would be my worker, and he's not actually helping me. I already know where my studs are at. It's holding it in place. Now I'm going to lift the shelf up to the right spot. Get a screw in there. I can I say I already know where they're at. You like to put lots of screws in. Now a stud is 1.5 inches wide. And if I'm right on it on the top one, I have to angle both of my screws in to try to catch it correctly. That way I'm not going to miss it. And it doesn't matter if you miss one out of the 2 bottom ones, but you can't miss both. Okay. Now right here, you see these 2 shelves aren't equal. I'm going to put a little metal bracket in there to hold them equal to each other from the top, so where it doesn't show. Okay, thank you very much.